say it with everyone else?
Flag, I guess.
On my end, you were very much. You said Wednesday when everyone else had finished.
Oh, my bad. On my side, it sounded like I said it at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah, ping and all
No,
that.
it was a chorus of Wednesday and then Richard Wednesday.
My bad. My internet has been going shitty lately.
We'll do
Yeah,
this once when we're all in person, and it'll either be perfect or just as bad, and we'll know for sure.
Oh no, it's gonna
That's
be
a
just as
great
bad.
idea, though. We should sing it next time.
No.
Yes.
Wednesday.
Listen, the witch already cursed me, Cope. If I sing on a mic, the fairies will take me.
Well, it's better than the gnome.
All right, so we'll do that in person then.
All right. So, last time on Curse of the Crimson Throne, you defeated the bloated beast located underneath Scarwall and retrieved the magical sword once used by the heroes who first slew Kazevon 4,000 years ago. The sword was the intelligent sword was placed into the hands of the most good-hearted and strongest of your companions, Luca, in hopes that he will be able to use it to bring low Queen Iliosa and any manifestations of the tyrant of Varesia. Other than that, you continued back up into the palace, Scarwall, and used Luca's anchor connection in order to bring those creatures that were left to destroy closer into the central chamber to take them all out in one swift go. This worked perhaps a little bit too well for our friend Theobard, because the witch that you had met within the confines of Scarwall was the one to take out one of our last spirit anchors and was beset by an anchor herself, giving him the perfect pretense to go ahead and end that witch's life. This created a bit of a tumultuous situation between yourselves and your companions from Nidal, or rather companion at this point, as the other one had previously been sacrificed to get further into the dungeon. And he had agreed with Theobard that once we get out of here, you guys were going to sign a pact with a contract devil to ensure no betrayal would be possible until such a time as both of your obligations were fulfilled. His obligation being to help you with the reclamation of Corvosa, and your obligation being to leave the crown of fangs, the remnant of Kazevon that Queen Iliosa now wears upon her head, in the care of the court in Nidal, the Council of Bones, worshippers of the very same god whom Kazevon himself worshipped, though they assure you they only plan to archive it as a relic and not to do anything mischievous, such as bring Kazevon back to life themselves.
Could we get that in the contract?
As this would be contrary to the interests of the Council of Bones. Other than that, you guys freed yourselves from the castle and are now free to leave at whatever point you wish with your prize.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have one last teleportation spell ready.
As for the question, I will ask everyone except Theobard, because Theobard has given me his stipulations for the contract. What is one clause you would have Theobard put into this contract if discussed with him?
Licorice. Little O loves licorice.
Santa Claus. Put Santa Claus in it.
Fire truck.
Mhm. That's not a clause, that's a vehicle.
Close enough.
Man, you want them on call for when the boilerplate explodes.
I think I would insist that the clause of, the relic of Kazavon is to not be used as a weapon.
Hmm.
Did you hear me or was I muted?
Did not
Probably
hear you.
muted.
Mine was similar to Loki's, except for I said specifically don't use the crown as a weapon to attack Corvosa or its territory as a possible option in the contract.
Okay.
Hmm. I mean, I know some of the things Gamba wants to try to plug in, and I'm really not drawing anything else. So I'm just drawing a blank then.
All right. No additional clause.
I believe that's everyone then.
Hmm.
All right.
I do find it funny that Cope's this entire time just been pruning a family tree.
It is really. I mean, I've got to keep going after here.
This one's gonna die by the end too.
Yep.
Yeah, but this one probably doesn't have a backup character in its beard either. And it not either.
Oh, they're like
And-
Russian nesting dolls,
And then Vic's grandfather appears.
Mhm.
Oh God.
Old
Vic.
man Hammerhand.
He never was truly dead.
Mhm. He was just waiting for his two sons to die so he didn't have to give them their inheritance.
Yep.
Oh,
Takes a
that's some
sledgehammer
dorky
to his
shit.
basement, smashes up the cobblestone floor to pull out all the equipment from his Hitman days.
You keep asking if I'm back.
So you guys are in Castle Corvosa, having just achieved your main goal in coming here. It is a long journey back to Castle Scarwell, not Castle Corvosa. That's
Yeah.
in Corvosa.
Mm,
Lots of castles, okay?
yeah, let's.
Ace is lousy with him.
They all start with a sk sound.
It is a long journey back to Corvosa. So how do you proceed? You are also all quite worn out at this point.
Yes. Well, if we leave the castle grounds to ensure that planar blockings do not get in our way, I have one last usage of the teleportation spell. I can
Do we
get
want
us
to go somewhere
to.
safer than like back home? Do we want to? I say safer is arguable, but if we want to restore our vitality and stuff, we might need to go to that
Yes,
wretched hive of
There's
scum and villainy.
that was
There's
my
also-
thoughts exactly.
There's also Hippogriff Camp.
I
Yes,
feel
but
like
they're
we might
medics
need
with Hippogriff Camp.
municipal access to
Valid.
restorative magics.
Valid.
I mean, I know you refresh your vitality by cuddling with unwashed animals, Orphan, but not everyone does that.
Sounds like a personal failing to me, but I'm not going to judge.
Yes, I suppose we all cannot be so blessed to have evolution pass us by. Anyway, are we leaving here, or are we just standing around in this courtyard? As I am
I say
putting
we
the
leave.
bag full of soul gems into my inner robe.
I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
You,
And we're off.
Hmm. Let's see.
I imagine we'll walk outside the castle to as far as we think is a reasonable distance for teleportation to not be fucked with. It might be gone inside the castle too, but don't want to take that risk.
Well, whatever distance you travel, you are fine because defeating the last spirit anchor destroyed the last of the curse over the castle.
Oh wait, before I forget, there was like 3 bosses in that courtyard. Loot those bodies real quick.
yeah. I mean, I think we did, but we would definitely double check.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we'll
Here.
definitely want to get the restoration cast on us.
All right. Is I'll just start dropping loot in the chat.
Reasonable.
It's from Gorstav, the undead orc.
I imagine most of this is just gonna get liquidated anyway.
Yeah, I'm just calculating the money right now as he adds it because yeah,
Yeah, it's all plus item stuff too, so it's just better.
I don't think we count the pluses for the selling because
Yeah, but it's
We're-
like
he's just copying directly from the book, but we don't actually have Belt of Giant Strength or Ring of Protection.
yep.
But do
The
we
full
not
plate
sell
is
it for
full
that
plate.
money amount?
Thundering Warhammer is just Thundering Warhammer.
No, we don't get the extra amount for them not being, but we still sell the Thundering Warhammer as a Thundering
Yeah.
Warhammer.
Yeah, we don't get any of the money from the pluses in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
To balance that with you basically having all that stuff automatically.
Yep.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep.
Like I still calculate it into the enemies, obviously, because they don't get automatic progression.
Yep.
But we don't get the rewards from that.
But we're not
We're already benefiting
liquidating
from
it as a +1 full plate, right?
All right. And
I assume we're
So
going to be
that-
liquidating
so
this in
that
the city,
delta
so I'm
is
just
just
adding it to the
a delta.
tally of magical selling.
the devil. There is a unholy scythe.
That's a +2. Nice.
And from Castro Fane, the Ghost Rider looking motherfucker.
He was a
A
bad man.
bunch of mostly shit that doesn't matter to you guys, but also a ring of immolation.
Now I'm curious what the Ring of Immolation does. As a free action, you can create Fire Shield, which is nice. I mean, that's just useful because free action, Warm Shield, so you take half damage from cold attacks. And if you pass a reflex save, you take no damage from the cold attack.
That is pretty neat. Excuse me.
If no one else wants it, I'll take that just for the free resistance to cold energy.
Oh yeah, by all means.
As for Theobard, you would have one soul jar with the soul of a. Let me see how old the dragon is.
It's a +4 strength longbow. Luca might be able to
Let me see what he
keep
has.
that. Might not be-
He
well, I guess he
already
can
has
fly.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, and he can fly. So, fuck ranged. I fly.
But yeah, he already has a +4 composite, so.
So you have one soul jar with. Okay, it doesn't. It just says the size. Let me see. Well, I guess the CR is all that matters.
Mhm.
CR 14 soul of a dragon.
Copy.
Umbral dragon.
And there was something else she scooped up besides just the Umbral Dragon, if I remember correctly. Because wasn't there that orc lieutenant in the dining room with all the ghosts?
Oh, that's that weapon we have. That the great hammer, great sword, or whatever the fuck it is. I thought.
No, this is the room where Ovik got energy drained into the ground.
I don't quite remember, but I will take your word for it.
It was part of that whole swarm of undead ghosts that came after us.
I remember the encounter, yes. Where is it? Ukwar. And a. Oh, I didn't write this here down. Ukwar. A CR 11 orc soul.
Holy.
And we'll call it 2 empty soul jars.
Fun stuff. Got that noted down.
So, after picking these bodies clean like vultures, I assume we exit the building and teleport away to the orc town. Its name is leaving me right now because I haven't looked at it in quite some time.
Karamaga. I was just looking that up, trying to remember. That was the
Oh,
highest.
the closer one would be because Karamaga is closer down towards the edge. Closer to you would be Erglin, which is the orc town.
I mean, I feel like I can teleport the distance with a spell, so we're better off going to the place where it's a little less hostile to non-orcs. Or a little, you know what I mean.
A little racist, okay. Just assuming they're going to be hostile because they're orcs.
We were told that it's a slightly more dangerous place. We had that entire discussion when we moved through it.
Yeah. You had that discussion in your head
Yeah,
when you were being racist.
that's where all the good thoughts are. Listen, if my thoughts weren't good, then why would I have them?
Listen, if they didn't want us to be racist, they wouldn't act like their race.
It's just facts and logic.
Is it still racism if he just dislikes everybody but himself equally?
Might go into speciesism at that point, but
Mhm.
you know.
I mean, is it racism if he's wrong?
I mean, is it racism if he's right?
All right. How far can you teleport, Theobard?
Let's see. At this level, it's gonna be like really far. Let me look at the teleportation spell.
Really far, sir.
100 miles per caster level, so 1,500 miles.
Yep, it's about 400 miles away, so you'd be good.
Yeah, and we've been there before, so I guess I can still roll for the off-target thing if that's important.
Oh yeah, you got to roll it, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Richard once became a flying fireball out of his eyes, laser beam demon, and destroyed us all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it only happened a couple times.
I maintain Michael knew what he was doing when he gave him an unsanctioned psyker.
Yeah.
It was a 0.00013% chance of all
Okay,
happening.
here
The risk is
Yeah,
calculated.
Yeah, I remember you calculated that.
I did. I did the math.
So I've been there. Would you say this is studied carefully or very familiar? I'm
Have you
leaning
been there
more.
before?
Yeah, we've been there before. That's where we actually met up with the Shadow Count the first time before we came here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We went through.
So I would say studied carefully because very familiar sounds like
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say studied carefully.
Yeah, because the other options are seen casually, viewed once. I think it's a little bit more than that. So 84 is on target.
Ooh.
All right.
Close though.
You blip right into the tavern. There's a band of goblins playing the cantina theme from Star Wars.
Good old jizz music.
Gods, I hate goblin jizz.
I preferred it all when
We'll
it was
take care
just
of that as a
animatronics.
goblin walks past you.
It's coarse and it just gets everywhere.
Ugh. Ugh. It's
I
rough
mean,
and it's
it's
coarse and it gets
hilarious.
everywhere.
I see how he thought he could do that by just changing a letter in jazz, but
Wrong letter.
yes.
Let's call it jazzy or or Paz or
Haas.
anything but jizz.
See, I would have gone
Paz
with
music.
Boz, Bazz, but that's just me.
Or just jazz
Nope,
with
it's
We wouldn't have
jizz.
wouldn't have the glory that is jizz music.
Yeah, when we do our
It
inevitable
really
stuff.
shows on your face when you play it too.
Oh God.
All right, since I would probably be the one DMing it, if we ever do a Star Wars thing, I will award bonuses to you if you play a jizz musician.
And at this point, the goblins go down, and now it's some Minotaur Midwest emo.
All right, we're here. We can all stop holding hands now.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I would see
Well.
about contracting some clerical services while we can.
Some accounting to do.
And some accounting, yes. In Shadow Count, I shall summon my diabolical contact on the morrow to pen the contract. Is that amenable?
You can pin the contract tomorrow, but I'll have to bring a legal team in from Nidal in order to take a look at it. Don't exactly want to sign anything before I'm entirely sure what each clause means.
It is your time to
Especially-
spend.
Yeah. So he would say tomorrow he's leaving for Nidal, and he'll be back in a week or two
Mm-hmm.
to achieve proper legal counsel.
We're not going to. It'd be funny of hell. We just cut and run.
Right.
I was gonna say this is like prime moment. Do our shopping and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, but he knows where we're going is the thing.
Yeah, but we got a head start.
Mhm.
Yeah, but now he can just wait for us to do all the dangerous parts, then show up and go, so my crown?
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, never signed your contract. Sorry, buddy.
He did threaten to kill everyone you know and love if
Yeah.
you
I have
were not
plans,
amenable to the transaction.
and I have schemes.
Yes, yes, we know you're an orphan.
Mm,
But there are people you know.
Well,
mm.
It's
sorry,
just a
guys.
Tuesday for me. That's just my daily life at this point. Shit. Takes a shot.
Mhm.
Let's see here. How much money do I have? Because there's one thing I did want to buy. Yeah, I should have enough with it even before we divvy up the gold. Can I buy a 4th level scroll here?
Yeah, it would be easy enough to find.
All right, cool. I'll just buy one of those then, because I'm gonna then.
For those of you who are looking at the loot, everything from the conductive battle axe up, I've already calculated to sell, unless you see anything you want to keep, real quick, and we can see if we can find we can figure out how much we each have. So it's like adamantine battle axe. I'm keeping the lawful outsider bane greatsword in case someone wants to sell that. But the beastbane dagger, the sustaining spoon, the decanter of endless water, the bottle of air, and all the miscellaneous stuff above that.
Those seem like
Mhm.
helpful items.
But when are we going to use a decanter of endless water and a bottle of air? Which,
And I feel,
honestly, that sounds like a fun combination. Just drown somebody that's trying to barricade themselves in and then water breathe into it. But that would take like weeks.
was that unguent
Also,
of
drowning is a
timelessness?
very inefficient way to kill someone in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Loki?
What's the unguent of timelessness?
I don't know that one. I haven't calculated that. So
Curious. I'm gonna look it up.
applying
like for
to something that
every-
was once alive, like wood, paper, or a dead body, it resists the passage of time. So each year of the actual time affects the substance as if only a day had passed. So if you slather it on a body, all of a sudden it only decays 1 day a year.
Okay.
One flask contains enough material to coat 8 medium or smaller objects.
Mhm.
Basically, can preserve corpses and such.
Yep.
I always forget wizards can do independent research to just spend 1,000 gold per spell level to teach themselves any spell that they want.
So does anyone have anything in that list above the conductive battle axe that is anything you want to keep?
Nope.
Nope, I'm good.
I don't think we need the Pesh as much as Sophia would probably try to hold on to it, but she literally shares a brain with her dad, so. Okay, so let me just calculate this plus all the money we have, so I just give us a divvied up total.
Yeah, in Pathfinder, you can hold your breath for 2 rounds per point of Constitution, meaning the average person can hold their breath for 2 minutes.
Mhm. No, it halves if
A
you're
lot of time.
doing activity.
Yeah. There's 5 people in our party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have to really share with the kids, so.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna copy this spell from this scroll into my spellbook, Michael. Technically, there is a spellcraft check, but I need to hit a DC 19, and I'm gonna be rolling with a plus 29. Is it alright if I just take a 10 and call it good?
Yeah,
Cool.
there's no critical fails on skill checks, so.
Cool.
Not counting the baby, because I assume since he just started his character and created it with all
Yeah,
that money.
O is not known to y'all yet.
Yeah, so
I mean, you'll kind of know that he's hiding around, but
12,142
you're
gold
not giving
each.
him money.
Okay.
Imagine him just making the Yoshi's Island Mario and a bubble noise. Yeah, yeah.
That's his voice, if you've ever heard it, which none of y'all really have, except for Merrick and
No, I got a better one.
the flying dog that he rides on.
I mean, ever since they popped out of the flying dog, I'm pretty sure Sophia said she's just carrying around the child.
All right.
So the I just noticed it. What's the 12,000
$12,000 is how much we got after selling all the stuff.
Each.
total?
Each.
Yeah, we've been a little bit behind on selling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does Sophia speak Dwarven?
Let me check, and I'll.
That's
let
what
you
I
know.
imagine Little O sounds like.
Yes, she does.
All right.
She speaks Common, Abyssal, Infernal, Dwarven, Elven, and Chelish. So.
Oh, the kid
Anybody-
from Wild Thornberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else speak Dwarven?
Fairly certain. No, I speak all the exotic stuff instead.
Nice.
Never picked
So the only one that can
languages
speak
for
to him is the other child.
And if you translate for him, he has no idea if you're saying what he's saying, and he really doesn't care. He's a job.
Well, since I now have a lot of money, I
I have the
shall
money to
We're
buy what I
rich,
really want to buy.
filthy, stinking rich.
Mm-hmm.
quickly look at some staves. Not the rules for them, but like the actual ones themselves.
Sophia
Step
can
of snakes.
use a healing wand, right?
Yes. She has really good UMD, so unless it's like a level 4 or higher one, I'm pretty sure she auto succeeds if I remember the. I'm tempted to get the
Alright.
boost the Mastodon because then I could have. Oh, I know that would
Ooh.
make his movement slower, but you would get a trample attack. Ooh,
There's
choice.
there's an armor of the rhinoceros that does something similar, and I think it's really cheap, like 3,800.
But yeah, he's a summon, so he doesn't actually wear armor. His armor bonus comes from just his armor, like as
He
he's
doesn't
summoned.
have an armor slot. I gotcha.
Yeah.
What's
There's
the
also a
maximum?
mask.
The maximum
Maybe
amount
ma-
of charges. Oh yeah, staff has 10 charges. Okay, that's all I need to know. Because I assume we have time.
Luca
I can just get the staff charged up to 10.
Luca just running around dressed like the Rhino from Marvel.
Mhm.
Also, I have create wand and scribe scroll, so I can do stuff for people at half the cost. I myself am going to take the week that we have here to make a wand.
Okay, so you guys are staying in Karamaga for a week.
That
Yeah.
sounds like the plan.
Sounds like the plan, and we do need time to recover, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah. Do y'all
Right.
want to pay for heal spells or what are
Yeah,
those?
we could also find
Yeah.
someone who could just cure this ability damage off of you guys.
Yeah, I need
Mhm.
that.
It's expensive though.
I mean, it's 380 if we do it within the day, but then it's like 1,000 a negative level if we don't. So
Yeah, so when you first teleport here, we might just
Yeah.
before we sleep sell the shit and then find a cleric
Yeah.
to heal us.
Oh yeah.
How much will that cost for 4 points of con?
Uh,
Did you say it was 380 per 1d4?
yeah, 380. It's like 280 for the caster's cost, and then 100 for the gold pieces. If I looked up the thing right.
Yeah, because
like-
Shardra has -8 con.
Normal restoration removes all ability damage and all drain from a single score.
Okay. So how much is
Okay.
that?
380.
380. All right.
Per
380.
score
Okay.
affected.
Well, that's.
Oh yeah, we
that's-
got a feat this level, didn't we?
Assuming we
Mhm.
can find a cleric of the right level. But yeah, we also have a feat because odd level.
Yeah, I use that to get my diabolical contact. I assume we can find a cleric of the right level, Michael.
Yeah, they'll
Okay,
be in the city.
So then I will.
I'm fucking rich off of that place.
Mm-hmm. Might have been 2 or 3 additional places because
Yeah, I'd have to have enough known that day.
Have to get exotic training for Sophia and give her a heavy repeating crossbow.
Ooh, I have enough money. I could make a level 4 wand.
But I don't know.
God, I could do some stuff that would make Michael fucking hate me. I could make a wand of Phantasmal Killer and just spam it with my illusion bullshit.
Can
Eventually, it'll
I
have to work.
Yeah.
can I get this as like instead of horseshoes, like claw tips for Nimbus?
I'm actually gonna take a quick bye. I'll be right back.
Let's see.
Because having my hippogriff turn into like a Ghost Rider version of a hippogriff sounds kind of badass.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Sweet.
That really is just, I want my ride to smoke. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Plus an extra D4 of fire damage on its attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I forget what is the name of the wondrous item that lets you. It helps with like shooting arrows and stuff. Isn't it like
You know,
Archers, something bracers of the Falcon archery.
Bracers of Archery? Yeah, that's what it is.
There are 2 of them. One's good, one's not.
One's like greater, one's lesser.
Get Asteria's item.
What, the Oathbow?
No, she had those bracers, but had added what'd she
you
add?
let me
Gravity
add
bow
gravity
to it?
bow to it, which
Yeah, hell yeah.
hit real hard. Also, you let me use the unnerfed original constant because currently they nerfed them down to a activated rounds.
Yeah. Which was why I think there were 2. Like they had the original, then the nerfed, and then they came out with another one that wasn't quite as good as either of the first 2, but at least it was constant again. It was like just a +1 maybe.
Mm-hmm. You, I don't know. It says they grant that ability, but it doesn't say the rider's immune to it. So you might need to make fort saves when you use those. It's a low one, but still. The sacrifices for having the flaming bird horse.
Yeah, its eyes, hooves, mane, and tail burst into flame. And its hooves deal an extra 1d4 fire damage. So it sounds like the mane and the eyes and the things that the rider's touching won't hurt it.
So I'm going to buy, if I can, Michael, if looking around, a what is it called? Belt of Thunderous Charging. Whenever I charge, my weapons deal damage equal to a size category larger, and I get a bonus to bull rush and overrun maneuvers.
All right.
It costs 10,000 buckaroonies.
Suppose I am going to go after a few second level Boro beads.
Ooh. I didn't know you were into that kind of stuff, but you know,
You didn't call it a string.
I never float your bottom.
It's the it's the extra spell of a spell level thing for alchemist.
Of course, alchemists are notoriously into butt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Why do you think they make so many lubricants?
Oh,
God, I need to figure out what feet I need for Sophia now.
Well, hopefully you have two of them.
No, she has multiple. She can take evolution points from her Eidolon, so she technically grow more feet if I wanted. Seems a little weird for her, so I didn't do it, but I could.
I could if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll also get a bow of training with the combat reflexes feat installed in it.
what have you done?
Oh, right. My int went up, so I should check to see. Bonus spells 23.
There was a belt of giant strength in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, but that just increases your strength, which we don't use.
Um,
Yeah, it's just a belt.
but if we don't have an enhancement modifier on one of our stats, will that still give it a +2?
No,
No. Okay.
because we're just fully
Yeah.
suspended those. Otherwise, it's way too easy to power stack. And just
Valid,
power
valid.
game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes perfect
those
sense.
just don't
Yeah.
exist in our world.
I gotcha. Okay, makes perfect sense.
It looks like we're not having enough days in this city for me to make a wand of Phantasmal Killer, but I can make a different wand.
Yeah. Yes, she does. I'm going to get wait, no, that's the baddest feat. Never mind. It sounded cooler than it was, but it's like, oh, you have to use a standard action to do one shot instead of add it to. It was like lets you add it to your crossbow shot,
Mhm.
but it's like only for a single attack. So you can't even combine it with Vital Strike or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me know when you're done shopping.
Yep, almost there.
I'm just gonna get weird with my feet because I don't really have anything that I need to get.
Pretty much done, but I'm still kind of looking around at spells. But it's not something I can't retcon later. Third level healing. That one I might.
Yeah, that's just smarter. And then make a couple scrolls. Right.
It's 5 for a fifth or a third level spell on a scroll.
On a scroll for a third level spell, for a wizard that would be 375 gold. And if you if it's a wizard spell, you can buy me a scroll and I can make you that for half the cost.
It'd be a cleric or alchemist.
Yeah.
It's like a 7th for an alchemist formula.
All right. Question. Gauntlets of the skilled maneuver take up the hand slot. Hand wraps are described as equipment, a weapon, and don't show on the PFSRD as taking up a magic item slot. If you had gauntlets, you could wield a magic weapon, right? But in my mind, gauntlets are occupying your, like, wrapping around your fingers just like hand wraps would. So can you use both?
I do not know.
Where I initially thought you could not, I think you can. It looks like hand wraps are a weapon, which don't occupy a body slot, whereas gauntlets are the hand slot.
Yeah,
I'm
so I was
Googling
thinking
now
you
to
can
see if
use
anybody
both.
talks about it.
There we go.
Okay, my DCs for conjuration spells are now 2 higher than my base.
And I have a wand of lightning bolt and 6 scrolls of phantasmal killer.
Yeah, never mind. Cure Series is already in my book. In which case,
I am good to go. Outside, if you want me to do a scene where I summon my devil to get stuff
Yes,
rolling on the contract.
they are weapons. They do not consume a hand slot.
Yeah. Their description pretty much describes that as well. And that makes sense. So that's cool. You can get a +2 on his ability.
How about a diaper that just teleports your shit to the plane of fire?
2,000 gold pieces, and he'll wear that.
Also, Michael, did you want to have a scene of me summoning my devil? Set up the contract with him?
If you'd like.
Oh, yes.
Whatever you want to do, because I don't think I ever picked out a name for him, so I didn't know if you had a name or if I just had to pull up a generator real quick.
Let me see.
His name's Ralph.
Maybe Raphael.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ralph the Devil.
I always like making devils, especially the contract ones, not like these formal, eloquent stuff like that one guy from Baldur's Gate, but just like laid back, working stiff kind of guys, because it's way more deceptive to lure people in the contracts. I'm spacing on his name, but you guys know the devil from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
Like he's
yeah.
obviously a
Oh,
bad guy.
Yeah.
But imagine if instead of teleporting you to his weird sex dungeon mansion and
Yeah.
talking about how he can solve all your problems, it's just there was a poof of smoke and it was some tired looking guy with a cigar looking like, hey man, listen, the boss just wants me to get in contact with you. So you want to happen this out or not?
Yeah. That's
He's
totally
got
valid. I
on
like
like a not a ball cap, but like the CPA's cap, and he's like, "Hey, look, his sleeves are pushed up, man. I'm tired."
Yep.
All right. So, what does your devil summoning ritual look like, Theobard?
Well, technically speaking, I don't have to cast a spell to summon him because I possess his true name. So I pronounce like the slur, the first part of the syllable, and he feels it rattle his chain across the multiverse, and then he has to use his greater teleportation and planescape to get to me. So I'm more of just clear an
Alright.
empty room.
Yeah, is anyone in the room with you, Theobard, or are you alone?
I mean, unless anyone's really dead set on this, I was just gonna be solo.
Alright. Begin to pronounce the devil's true name, and immediately all of the candlelight in the room that you're in flickers out, and you smell the smell of brimstone and sulfur. And then, in the darkness, you hear your friend speak in his calm, educated, and annoyingly polite manner.
Mm-hmm.
Before we proceed, I must object to several aspects of this summoning.
Of course, I imagine. Apologies for the briskness, but I am on a time crunch at the moment. So, my apologies for the lack of niceties. But this also means business for you, you'll be pleased to know, as I am in need of a contract being written up. A binding one.
Attempting contract law. And then he would appear before you
Hmm?
in a burst of flame and devilish style. And in his current form, he resembles a tall, chellish magistrate, impeccably dressed, silver spectacles balanced upon a narrow nose, and black
Mm.
gloves, a tailored coat. And when he smiles, there appear to be far too many teeth.
Indeed.
Well,
Contract.
this is my specialty.
And that is why
You
you're
would
the
know
one
him
that I
as-
called.
You know him as Advocate Malthus,
Malthus. Nice.
third auditor of the 37th Ledger, former counsel to the Iron City of Dis, current custodian of 72,421 active agreements.
Excellent. Could you copy paste that in the chat so I can just put it in my notes?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I am needing a contract for finalizing an agreement with a noble person from the nation of Jadal. I'm sure you're familiar. Followers of Zon-Kuthon, neither of our favorite people, but times being what they are. I have made notes upon this paper of some points that I wish to be hit upon in the contract. And you will find this jar, and I put the jar with the CR11 Orc Soul, is your retainer for making sure this is some high quality work. Because it is worth noting that as I possess his free name, true name, I can just command him to do whatever I want, but Theobald tries to be more civil than literal slavery with him, because you don't want to piss off an immortal devil too much.
Indeed, indeed. All right. All right. Well, this is certainly more than required payment. So, give me names, conditions, possible loopholes, any possibilities you want included.
Of course. I pull out my paper and I read basically what I sent to you in the side chat.
Yes.
The shadow count is not a terribly trusting sort, so it would be prudent to work in some clauses that are easily discovered that he believes he can get a leg up. A lie within a lie, if you would.
Yes. All right. So you intend to create circumstances in which all parties believe themselves to be protected while preserving avenues through which events may unfold contrary to their expectations.
Precisely. My primary concern with this contract is to ensure that any fallout dealings with the Shadow Count do not blow back upon me or my relations personally.
Okay. And you would see him begin drafting up a contract sort of inhumanly quickly, writing as a scroll expands, floating in the slowly rolling out in front of him as he writes.
Mm.
Yes, yes. Outside parties interfere, you're not responsible. The crown is destroyed, that cannot trigger retaliation. And the rolls accumulate rapidly. And eventually Malthus stops. The stack of papers, nearly 2 inches thick, and he taps the pages neatly into alignment. There. And as you read through the document, it is just incomprehensible. Cross-references, subsections, addenda, definitions, conditional definitions of definitions. Several clauses appear to reference events that have not yet happened. One references people not yet identified. Another appears to redefine the word possession 7 separate times.
And as someone with 27 intelligence, I am keeping pace with all of this quite handily, because I think my intelligence is actually higher than the devil.
Yes, language is intentionally unpleasant. Good contracts are not written to be understood.
Of course, of course.
This is
I
literally like a day at my work.
I sit there and I read the thing in the entirety. It probably takes a good hour and a half, but I make him sit there while I sip tea and read through it all. Yes, very good. On a side bit of business separate from this, there may be an agreement in the near future that I may have for you, involving the revival of some dead persons at a future date. I will need to hammer out the details with those who are wishing to bargain, so I hope you're feeling social.
Hmm. Well, if your payment is anywhere near as good as this one, I would be happy to have you as a repeat customer, Theobald.
Of course.
This is perfectly acceptable, though I will leave you with one warning. This contract is expertly written. It will survive the scrutiny of Nidal's finest lawyers. However, your obligations still exist within the writing. Whether you survive it or not remains to be seen.
That was the intention.
Well, feel free to call me back as soon as you have further details about this future job, but if there is nothing else you require of me, I will take my leave.
Of course, you've been more than generous enough with your time.
Uh, a merchant profits from today's transaction, an investor profits from tomorrow's transaction.
I imagine he poofs away.
Yes.
Slimy little nematode, but
No, he uses the door.
He leaves on a bicycle.
just
Built
hops
for,
on a
built for
penny
two.
just pops on a penny farthing and goes into the sky. What a weird fucking guy.
Mhm.
So, somewhere near the end of our shopping spree in this town, I imagine we're all gathering up for future notes, because I imagine we're going back to Corvosa to knock some heads.
Mhm.
So I will say, I have
Yep.
a bit of a scene for Merrick here because about 2 days into your stay in the Magnamar,
perfect.
something would happen as you each rest your heads to sleep, for him in particular. So, it's not exactly the first dream vision you've had. You can feel it sort of come upon you, the whooshing in your ears, the silence that you begin to notice rather than falling into unconsciousness. And then you find yourself standing alone in the middle of a Corvosan street. But something is wrong, Merrick. The city is completely empty. No wagons, no drunks, no merchants or laughter from the taverns, no bells being echoed out from the harbor. Only a lonely wind whooshing through your ears. Long black banners hang from buildings where crimson pennants once flew. Statues loom overhead beneath gray skies, half-finished stone monuments to Queen Iliosa. One of the statues is so large its face disappears into low clouds. And then you hear a scraping sound. The sound of stone dragging against stone. And you turn to see this once empty street now full of citizens in chains pulling massive blocks through the streets, while gray maidens march alongside them with halberds, their faces covered by their masks. The workers do not speak, and some bleed from their shoulders where the ropes bite into their flesh. And one laborer briefly looks up at you. You recognize her as Marigold, the shop merchant who you once bought your magic items from in the city. And you see her eyes widen with desperate hope before a gray maiden strikes her from across the face hard enough to throw her into the cobblestones. And the worst part is no one reacts, and the labor lines continue moving.
Am I able to go to her?
You are. And as you get closer, you hear the bells of Castle Corvosa suddenly begin to ring, and the city darkens. The people fade into the wind. And above the rooftops, you see shapes move through the clouds, winged things, not hippogriffs. And you hear a distant screaming somewhere beyond the heights. Finally, a voice speaks behind you. He says, "Enough!" And the dream shifts instantly. And you now stand inside a stone chamber lit by warm orange firelight. Snow falls softly beyond a narrow window. Can you give me a knowledge, local or geography, something like that? I don't know
History?
if these are things that you have. History, yeah, that'll work. You don't know where you are.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not Corvosa.
Mm.
And seated across from you is Neolandus Calipopoulos, the seneschal of Castle Corvosa you all risked your lives to save months ago. Somehow he looks even older and more tired. He now sports an unevenly cut beard, and his noble robes have been replaced with practical traveling clothes beneath a heavy dwarven cloak. You see dark circles beneath his eyes, and a dwarven wizard nearby slowly lowers glowing hands from a silver basin filled with black water. He sort of relaxes back into his seat. Neolandus says, "Thank the gods! For a moment I feared Scarwall had claimed you as well."
Got a
He
bit touch and
rises.
go for a moment there. Still,
He would
Merrick's
rise
very
from
much
his
in
chair at
disbelief
that.
on this.
He would say, "You have the sword."
We do. Wait,
You see,
can I sense motive real quick to see if, just to kind of
Yeah.
sense if this is a dream or if this is an infiltration, basically somebody trying to infiltrate my dream and extract information.
he acts with the same mannerisms of the seneschal you have known all your life. And as you remember, the seneschal had a rather close relationship with the Sable Company, as the cycle of basically promotion there was you go from being top of the Sable Company to being the seneschal of Castle Corvosa. So
Right.
you know this guy pretty in and out, and he seems to have all the same mannerisms that would be hard to copy for an infiltrator.
Okay.
And at the mention of the sword, you see relief visibly wash over him, and he says to him, "There still may be hope." He moves towards the window, outside into what look like distant dwarven halls glowing with forge fire. Corvosa has fallen further than you can imagine. Martial law grips the city. Gray maidens control the streets. The people no longer speak in public above whispers. The city
Is
is
that
quiet.
what is rather than what will be? The vision I had earlier before you pulled me here.
It is unfortunately the current state of things in Corvosa.
He would stagger back from that. How long are we gone? Shit. Oh my god.
He turns back towards you from the window, and he says, Cressida Croft still lives. She abandoned the guard and has gone underground beneath the Grey District. She leads what resistance remains. She believes your return may be enough to ignite rebellion once more. But rebellion alone will not save Corvosa now.
What needs to be done apart from killing the queen? Or is that it?
The problem is, I cannot yet return openly. If Iliosa learns I still live before the city is ready, she will drown Corvosa in blood to preserve the throne. But you and your friends, you're different. You're symbols now. The people need to see that heroes still stand against her. There are several issues that I'm sure Cressida would be more than happy to brief you on once you return to the city.
Okay.
Listen carefully. Go to the Grand Cathedral of Pharasma in the Grey District. Find Bishop Capira de Bear. She will bring you to Cressida. Trust no one, and if Sabina Marin still lives, pray there is still enough of her left to save. You would recognize the name of Sabina Marin as being the head of the Grey Maidens and the former bodyguard of Queen Iliosa.
Could you repeat that one more time? Former Grey Maiden?
So she is currently the leader of the Grey Maidens.
Oh,
She's
gotcha.
the top dog
Okay.
of the Grey Maidens.
Gotcha. Okay.
Though he appears to think she might not be all bad. And as he says this, the room begins collapsing into darkness, the windows crack, and the black water spills upward from the basin onto the ceiling, and you hear the distant sound of a dragon's roar across the dreamscape. And the last thing you hear is the sound of Neolandis' voice saying, Corvosa waits for you! You awaken in a cold sweat, heart pounding, in whatever Karamaga tavern you've taken to for the night. And you still feel like you can hear that dragon's roar reverberate in your ears.
I'd let the others sleep, but I think I'd be restless for the rest of the night at least, and just be unable to get that imagery out of my mind.
I mean, not to force a scene, but Theobald would actually be awake. He only sleeps 2 hours a night due to the ring of sustenance.
Oh, in that case, yeah, he would probably sit down next to or across from him.
Mm-mm.
I'm fairly sure I had a dream that wasn't really a dream.
Another one? Theobald's like scribing a scroll now, so he doesn't even look up.
Yeah. A message from Neolandis. The city is basically enslaved, and looks like there's dragons about. Full authoritarian. It's bad. And I would relay the instructions the lead we have us to, who to meet up with, and make mention of Cassida.
Theobald would stop scribbling for one moment, not look up, and ask, did he mention Cressida?
Mm-hmm. And I would explain that he was, because she was
He's
hiding in
underground.
the Great Culvert. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in leading the resistance is what he
Yep.
said.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so he would mention that specifically.
That does sound like her, unfortunately. If she had any sense left in her, she'd get out of the city already. For one reason or another.
Probably waiting for her uncle to come back.
Damn fool of a child.
Aren't we all? You're surrounded by us.
Mhm. Set the quill down and look you in the eye. I have said it many times before, Orphan, but I shall say it now, out of courtesy. The world is built upon lies. The lies we tell each other, but most importantly, the lies that we tell ourselves. The self-deceptions we internalize and believe that we're a part of our personality. I'm not above this. The lie that I have chosen to believe is that there are some people in this world that I do care about. Cressida, my niece, is one of those. He leans forward very sternly. So I will be 100% sincere with you right now. If I have to choose between Cressida and all of Corvosa and all of you, I would happily see you all tortured to death to preserve her.
Sounds about right.
I don't mean
Parental
this
figure.
as a threat, but
No,
rather
no.
acknowledgement of a liability. To
As somebody
maintain
who,
my assistance, it is in your best interest to ensure that she remains as safe as possible.
I mean, that was the plan from the get-go, absolutely. But I get it. You know me. I save those I care about the best I can, and he's right there among them.
Don't care too much. Narrow my eyes.
America just shrugged.
All the same, picking up the quill again. You should put some thought into what lies you choose to believe. Especially the ones.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, especially the ones you tell yourself.
Mhm.
Oh, who we lose?
This one?
Oh. Oh, it was gone.
My connection was
Ah.
being screwy.
Mm.
Still got you in on desktop, but my
Yeah.
laptop I couldn't hear
Mhm.
nothing out of. So, but yes,
On an unrelated note, Theobald says, going back to work without looking up.
Mhm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how amenable are you to the idea of perhaps wagering possible damnation to have yourself returned from death multiple times in the case of imminent stabbing?
You said that really fast, and I think I need to repeat that one more time because there's a lot there that sounded unpleasant, and I just was able to parse it together in the first go around.
It is possible that I can afford our group a certain amount of insurance in the place of future untimely demise. But I know some people have moral qualms about having their souls pulled out of the river of souls by a devil and shoved back into their bodies.
I mean, is the devil going to do anything to me along the way? Like corruption or whatever it is devils like to do with souls?
Well, you'd need to hammer out the terms of the agreement with him.
Ah,
In case you haven't noticed, our little troop of idiots has become 95% child and animal.
yeah.
I'm putting in place security measures, but they're not ones that we put in place without willing participation.
At least through this fight, I think I'd be willing to put myself on the line in that regard to try to fix that. And he would kind of nod in the general direction of Corvosa.
Mhm. Splendid. I'll put you in contact with the devil after we hammer things out with the Shadow Count. Now that I must return to my work, attempt your best to breathe as quietly as possible if you are going to remain.
Merrick is tempted to make a scene, but thinks better of it. Just decides he doesn't have he's not in the mood right now.
Yeah. You don't want to be a halfling this time? How many more half things can I go through?
Yeah, I think I'd just go back to my room and just stare up at the ceiling.
Mm.
And then when morning does come, he would share, everything he shared with Theobald with the rest of the group,
Mm.
probably over breakfast. So, thoughts? Dragon sounds fun.
Like we haven't dealt with one of those before.
Right.
Something tells me the same trick won't work a second time.
I mean, we'll keep an eye out for an opportunity. That's for damn sure. That was a, I mean, that was a working masterpiece. I'll just say it.
Well, many who exist today do not appreciate the finer points of arcane magic. They usually just scream fireball or try to open a portal to hell or something.
Hmm.
And you definitely emphasize that point wonderfully.
Queen must have worked quite rapidly after we left.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It seems like she might be in a hurry.
Who? Well, the
You guys have been
Rakshasa.
gone for about 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Didn't we have a Rakshasa pseudo ally frenemy sort of situation from?
Yeah, we installed her at
Woods?
the head of her noble house in the poor district.
Mhm.
Wonder what state they're in, if they're part of the resistance, or if they bent the knee. We'll find out, I suppose.
I could always send a message.
Actually, yeah, that would be pretty helpful.
Let's see what level. I know I have it.
And also, still trying to wrap my head around the notion that the head of the Grey Maidens isn't all bad. That maybe something.
Ah, here we go. Sending. Yeah.
I would describe
Mm.
the dwarven scene that Neolandis pulled him into. See if any of the others could kind of get an idea of what that might have been. Is that doable?
What are you doing?
Kind of just describing the room that Neolandis brought him into, just to kind of see if any of them might have any idea if that was somewhere in Corvosa or something similarly significant.
Yeah,
That might
knowledge,
pertain to the
local
situation.
history, or what was the other one I said? Geography.
All right. $32.
You know that most likely from the description of the dwarves and dwarven attire, the fact that it mostly appeared to be a dwarven hall, the most likely location he's in right now is Yenderhof, the closest dwarven hold to Corvosa. Likely to keep him in a safe place where the queen can't strike at him.
Mm-hmm. I relayed that to the group.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least he's in a safe location.
Was he the one that we tried rescuing a few times and failed?
Several times.
Okay.
No, he's we did rescue him. He was held in the
Yeah.
Rakshas's basement with
Oh,
the vigilante that died.
That's right. Okay.
No,
Oh,
no,
that's right.
we totally did get him out.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
giant sewer lobster eel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Big Mama Reef Claw.
So, any thoughts on this next trip to Corvosa?
It seemed to me that our primary concern should be a good place to appear there.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that the Queen, even with all of her powers, will have plainly locked the entire city.
What about that base that you guys brought me to when you guys first rescued me? The one that was owned by that vigilante? Wasn't that thing still around?
Actually, I don't know.
Describe what you mean, because it
The
might not.
footpad?
He's referring to the footpad, Barrowwalker's secret base from way back early
Oh
in the campaign.
yes, that's still around for sure.
Like the only ones that found
the
us there were the
undertow.
Rakshasa people, so it's as safe as we're gonna find it. I feel
Mhm.
like.
I've never been to this place you're referring to, but we have time. If you magically open your mind to me, I can acquire some details.
It's either me or Kier.
Mm-hmm. I mean, both wouldn't hurt if we have the time. City's not going to get more enslaved, I suppose.
Oh, it can always get more enslaved. Trust
Well,
me.
doesn't the girl know?
Vaguely. Not enough to really say I know very well.
It's fine. I can cast Shadow enchantment, which will let me do read thoughts or memories or one of those spells. I forget. Either way, it's a roundabout, but I can do it. At least get it enough to be the familiar with, even if it's not the. You know what I mean.
I mean, Kier did spend a good month in there trying to cure Barrow Walker.
Before Vic handed him over to the cops.
Mm-hmm.
It was my holy order.
Yeah, your holy order, the cops.
He was
Coco.
cleansed by the holy order of
Yeah, I
SS.
suppose.
Oh God.
I suppose the disease did stop ravaging his body after he died.
Cured.
Mhm.
Don't worry. Vic died his death too. In a
But
much worse way.
But first, we need to deal with the Shadow Count, see if we can't wring any more support out of him. Additionally, I do have a possible opportunity to prevent further fatalities with our merry little troop of suicide-prone maniacs.
What
Though
are we, some
it-
kind of suicide squad?
I play a trap card and I banish you from this reality. But it will involve you all signing on a dotted line, so to speak, with a devil that is within my employ.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I missed something. Why are we trying up for the devil?
If you die in the coming battle, you can be revived that way.
I'd rather not. If I'm to die, then I don't want any debts.
Are you in agreement with letting him die, Merrick?
What was that?
I said, are you in agreement with letting Kier die, Merrick?
No, I don't want Kier to die. Well,
Splendid. The orphan
But-
can sign for you.
no, not like that. No, I'm not going to force that upon him. Certainly not.
Oh, there's no rule saying that you can't sign a deal with the devil to then revive someone that you know. It's all semantics.
As I've had the night to think on it, I have been second guessing that choice.
All right. Very well.
I
Keep
appreciate
this
the offer.
umbral dragon soul for my own future uses then. I suppose at that
I was
point we
gonna say,
don't.
Sophia would
Yeah.
have chimed up to say that she would do it, but
Mm.
then you just see Luca just appear without being summoned, just cup her mouth.
Out of character, I very much want to diabolically ensure that Shardra makes it to the end of this, but I can't really justify that in character for Theobard. Shardra and the Hippogriff are in the camp of the expendable ones in his mind. The most expendable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't have anything else to do until the Shadow Count gets here.
I was gonna say, Sophia holds up the baby that they have with them. Like, also, what are we supposed to do with this thing? Just holds him up by one hand.
There's got to be an orphanage around here somewhere, right?
I know, Merrick. Do you know of any?
In this area? No.
I don't know. Maybe some sort of masked vigilante needs a young protege or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we ran out of
So
masked
where-
vigilantes a while ago. Although we might want to buy ourselves masks.
Where are you guys staying right now? Because I'm not sure if you want to have the devil contract signing happen in public.
No, I assume that we'd find like a temple location or something. There's probably a temple to Asmodeus here, right? They
Yeah,
wouldn't.
for
Surely at least a little bit.
They wouldn't freak the fuck out about that.
I mean, it's a city built atop like a bunch of evil faces, so
Yeah. We met on neutral ground
I
before
mean-
in a temple of Abadar, so
Usually we have a couple of conference rooms that y'all can use if you want at the bank. I mean, Temple of Asmodeus. I mean, wait, what?
All right.
okay. Random thought.
Then
What if I Bayful Shadow Trolymorph the dwarf baby into being an adult? It wouldn't make him smarter, but it would be an adult that's acting like a baby.
So like a preteen. This is a terrible idea.
No, we're not doing that. We're gonna meet at the Temple of Abadar with the Shadow Count and his legal team.
all right. So on the day of,
Also,
you were
Sophia-
there in the.
Sorry, just a reminder, Sophia, Richard, you're the only one who can actually understand what Dwarf Baby says.
Oh, yeah, she's not translating to anybody right now.
I know, but
He hasn't said
you
anything
can
important,
translate
so-
it as you wish.
They would give you a sending spell message telling you when they are nearing, and so you could be waiting in the Temple of Asmodeus for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can run all this through with the Asmodeans that a demonic contract signing has happened here, and they'll allow it for a small fee.
Of course. We'll need to clear out of here quickly.
Alright.
They'll realize in a couple months that gold is illusory.
And so as you all stand around,
Mhm.
the darkened halls of a temple of Asmodeus, one of the senior priests approaches you, and he says, "They have arrived."
Thank you.
And then the darkness inside of the temple as your signatories and his legal team approach,
Mm.
begins to not behave exactly correctly, stretching and pooling in certain areas, crawling along the walls as they come closer. And the corners of the room seem suddenly deeper than they should be. And the whole distance and angles of this room begin to feel wrong as they enter. And for a brief moment, every person in this room, which I'm assuming is all of our PCs, correct?
Yeah.
You
Hmm?
get an uncomfortable sensation that something is standing directly behind you. If you look, nothing is. Probably.
Mhm.
Probably.
And then the doors open, and 3 figures enter. First is Sial, the familiar face you've been traveling with for, well, at least as soon as you had entered Castle Scar Wall, he was your companion. And among the others, that is reassuring, which is kind of terrifying, because Sial
Mm.
is the least disturbing thing entering the room. Because behind him come the lawyers, 2 Nidalese advocates wearing immaculate black robes, their skin bearing ritual scars, carefully maintained. One man's eyelids have been completely removed.
Yeah, I was picturing
Mhm.
Cenobites, but in business
Mhm.
suits.
Yes, that's exactly right. One woman's lips have been stitched together with silver wire, and yet she seems to be able to speak normally.
Hmm.
And neither ever appears uncomfortable, and they never appear proud. They simply are.
Yeah.
So,
Theobald lights his pipe and mutters, Koothies.
he would approach, I'm imagining a table in between you with the
Oh,
contract
yeah.
laid out on it.
Hmm.
He would remove his gloves. All right. These are our heroes of Corvosa, as he would introduce you to his lawyers.
Hmm.
And the man with no eyelids would say, "I've heard wonderful things."
Then you've clearly been misinformed.
The woman, with her mouth sewn shut, her voice reverberates throughout the room. "Before we discuss business, I've always enjoyed seeing how foreigners imagine Nidal.
You'd be better off asking the rest of them, though.
Mm.
Gesture to everyone else.
I just figured lots of spikes. I mean, judging from the attire, no offense, but it seems I'm pretty on the money.
It's more mutilation-y than I expected.
She would look to the other lawyer, and her voice reverberate again. Such a simplistic understanding. You see, Kuthi worship is all about the ability to continue, to persist, to survive what would destroy you. But I don't need to go on preaching."
Thank you.
All right. We're here to discuss terms. I understand you've prepared something.
Indeed, right here. Also, don't mind Shardra in the corner. She'll be taking the minutes of our meeting, and it's just Shardra, and she's got a big roll of paper with a quill, and she's just doing tally marks. And she's up to 6. We're very proud. Uh, Yes.
You see one of the lawyers produce a knife, not threateningly, but matter-of-factly, and the Count smiles and says, "Let's begin. Show me what you've prepared."
And I lay it
Tell me
out.
what you got.
And begin exhaustedly going over it.
Yes. All right.
Oh, we love a good
So-
mediation.
It's amazing we never did this in all of Way of the Wicked with all the Devil Asmodeus stuff.
I literally want to send y'all a document that's 18 pages long where we've redlined and blue lined and green lined and red lined now our fifth passage, I think, back and forth of going, you can include this, and no, you can't include that, and you can include this, and none of it makes fucking sense.
I can believe it.
Yep.
My employment contract was 5 pages long. That's why I made the joke about sitting there and reading the entire thing in front of the devil, because that's literally what I did to the person from the office that was hiring me. I was like, all right,
Nice.
here's your employment contract, just sign it. And I'm like, hold on. And I just read the entire thing.
Because they've never read it.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they're actually offering you.
All right. These lawyers will have a special knowledge skill, because in Pathfinder you can have knowledge on really anything, and they will be rolling knowledge contracts.
All right.
I will have them roll for each provision of the contract, and I've set the DCs where they are. They are all pretty high. So we will start with Theobard being the only one that is bound to the contract.
Other than the shadow count, of course, just not the rest of the party.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
What is the DC, by the way?
The DC on this one was 28, so they do suss that out.
Is there anything I can do with hero points about that?
I'll let you spend a hero point, or I'll let you burn a hero point to make them re-roll this.
I shall
'Cause
do
that was
that.
pretty high for them.
Yep.
Yeah, it was an 18.
I just got one from leveling up, so I'll burn one.
And never mind, they do not suss that out. All right, then they will move down the ledger. The description of acceptable crowns that Cial could leave with. They will roll for now at a DC 25. And they suss out that part of the contract.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fucking 19.
And you see them begin to start dissecting the contract, literally cutting parts away and stitching them and moving them around to fit their needs.
Ah, waste of good imp skin.
Should have used Word.
All right, next is telepathy and dreams not being prohibited communication at a DC 30, which they do not suss out. See about crown destruction.
I mean, that one was just to make sure that if the boss is load bearing, that we don't get fucked. Like, even if they point that out, I would outwardly say, like, if it's nothing that we do.
That one, I would have let you go back and forth with diplomacy if they had discovered it, but they did not.
I mean, a plus 12 to this knowledge is not that steep. What's Theobard's knowledge average?
My lowest knowledge is 14, with my highest being 24.
Yeah. I mean, this seems legit.
Yeah.
They busted one.
Hmm.
This is
Right.
entertaining to watch.
And the 100 years of peace for Corvosa and its harm threshold.
Mhm.
This is another one that they will probably notice because it's only at a DC 20, but you can debate with them and they will probably be amicable to rearranging the wording.
Mhm.
Bo!
Yep.
Nat 20.
I will. You said diplomacy, but can I use bluff for just a blistering amount of contradictory legalese that ultimately just results in it being 50 years instead of 100 years?
Yeah.
41.
31. They do not have any hope of beating that. So, yes, they were able to come to an amicable agreement on 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And is that all? That looks like everything.
The only thing that really got compromised is he has to get the actual crown. He can't get a crown-like object that he deems is the crown. Correct.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And of course, the adaptation from 100 to 50 years of peace
Yeah.
in Corvosa.
Yeah.
All right.
Hmm?
The lawyers stop writing, and the count studies everything carefully once more. All right. Interesting. Very interesting. I think we can come to an agreement here, as he would take the knife from one of the lawyers and
Hmm?
make an incision into his own arm
Mm-hmm.
before handing the knife, of course, over to you, Theobard.
Right. I prestidigitation for cleaning out any bloodborne diseases, and then I, for signing for blood. I know the drill.
Yep. And then you would both list your names on the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that that is taken care of, I assume you don't want a bunch of Zan Kuthan worshippers ruining your reputation in the city, so should I wait for a message from you on when to intervene?
I turn towards the rest of the group because I think they should weigh in on that.
I mean, we don't really have 100% knowledge of what's going on in the city yet, so it'd be better probably to figure out what we need them to accomplish and then contact them to handle that while we deal with what we need to, maybe?
That'll be that then.
All right.
Mhm.
And they would quickly depart back into the shadows, and the room would retain its regular dimensions once more.
They just try far too hard.
Mhm.
I mean, I move through the shadows as well, but you don't see me doing the pomp and circumstance.
What are you talking about? You're all pomp and circumstance.
The point, you don't walk through shadows to get noticed.
That's a very valid point.
Mhm.
Kind of side eyeing you, like,
Speaking of
disbelief.
koozies,
I'm sorry, would you rather be 6 inches shorter, child?
speaking
Very
of
well.
koozies, that was his
Oh, yeah.
one.
Mm. His chain devil, whatever.
Mhm.
I can just go whoop.
I mean, worst thing that happens is it gets copy pasted in with us on the next combat we actually do. Which,
Yep. Well then, I imagine we should head out on the morrow. But first, what is the message that I should send to? Hold on, it's right down here. I remember her name. I can remember her name. Which token was she? Here we go. Vimada Acheron. The Rakshasha that's in the city.
Yes,
Oh.
Vimanda Arcona.
Corona, yeah.
Maybe something
Hey,
along the line
Amanda.
of, we have heard some updates of Corvosa. What is your situation?
Okay.
you know, I just remembered those were rats we stiffed.
Yep.
Stiffed.
Well, one of us stiffed them.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think the rest of us have another opportunity to make a pitch to them.
Yeah, I think
Because
That guy's dead by now.
Yeah, because they're all like, your companion was supposed to give us a new home. And we can stand there and be like, literally, none of us had any idea about that. He told
Yeah.
us absolutely nothing. We can
Yeah.
bargain new.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sometime maybe an hour or two later, you guys, and that was a sending spell?
Yep, sending so she could send a reply of her own.
Yes. You guys would receive a reply, not really answering your question, but saying, "Heroes, I find myself in need of assistance I never expected to require. Come alone if possible. The old greenhouse."
Mhm.
Is he able to? Are you
That was
able
the
to sense motive through a sending spell?
I mean, I would feel like a no, but that's a Michael question.
I mean, can we
I'm gonna
hack check
say
this
no.
email?
I mean, here's the thing about the magic works is it sends to the person. There's no real good way to intercept it.
Yeah, no, it's more of, is this a trap? Is she luring us there for an ambush, or is she there to deal with us?
Well, I mean,
is
I
there-
could scry her if we could get our hands on a silver mirror. Mine is still back at my
okay.
house.
I've got the gold. We're still in the city.
Let's go
Yeah.
to your house.
Screw that. Let's go to the bar. We just stand behind the counter staring at the computer on the wall.
Hey, I remember there was a guy named Vic that
Mirror
used to
on the
work
wall.
here.
Who's
Yeah,
the best wizard of them all?
Let's see.
Hey, who hates the
What's-
queen?
What's the cost for the mirror? Let me look that up. Yeah, it would be an $1,000 silver mirror. So if someone wants to put forth the dosh, we can get another one.
Fine, I'll go in on it.
All right.
Anybody
Heck,
else want to
Fraggle
split?
had something to say.
I'll spend 500 gold pieces. So if someone else meets me halfway,
I'll get the other 500.
Sophia, a giant purse of gold is placed in your hand.
Oh, hey, look, I found some gold.
How much is it?
I don't know. I look at the child, look back at the count. Cope, that's your chime in to tell me how much there was in there.
I know, but all of a sudden it's not written down. I think it's 6,000 gold pieces.
About
I'll have to go
6,000
back
gold.
here. No, it's 2,000.
About 2,000 gold. I can't count. I never finished class.
talk to Charger. She'll get you up to date on how to count. She just got 7.
Mm.
So 330
Progress.
apiece.
Or you can just use it towards the smear.
Yeah, that would be half of it on the mirror then, and then the
Okay.
remaining 1,000 would be 200 apiece, I believe. So I will not get a wardrobe mirror this time, but a smaller one that we can put in a handy haversack.
Mhm.
All right. Might not work if she has protections, but let's throw a scrying on her.
All right.
Yeah, so she is subject to a will save DC 22. It's not an illusion, so I can't use any of my bullshit.
Okay. Load sheet. Will save. Will saved.
Yep, that's what I figured.
Can you scry on the greenhouse?
No, I can only scry on people, not locations.
Oh. Gotcha.
And we don't need to keep dumping days into doing this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, valid.
I've prepared a contingency spell. So, if we are ready, then we should return to Corvosa.
Can we think of anything else we need before we go? Again, last time to shop.
Yeah, I've got everything.
Might pick up a few potions now that I think on it. Do I have it? No, I got one of cure light ones. I'll pick up a healing potion. I'll decide which one here. We don't have to hold up right now.
All right. I will cast teleport. I viewed Merrick and Kier's memories, so I think not very familiar, but definitely studied carefully. So let's see if I'm off target. Nope. On target to the footpad.
Mhm.
Smells
That
like
was the
mustiness.
undertow.
Or the undertow, whichever you prefer. The space under the gate foot.
Theobard calls it the footpad. Barrel Walker called it the undertow. All right, and you guys are able to teleport safely into your hideout, which does not appear to have been raided at all since you last got into your confrontation with the tough from the Arcona.
Mhm.
All right. Orphan, you said that all the citizenry have been lumped into chain gangs.
What I saw? Yep.
So would it be more beneficial to us to disguise ourselves as Grey Maidens then to move about the city?
Yeah, that'd probably be the easiest.
All right. Don't blow it like last time. And then I will cast, because I made sure to prepare this spell for this little venture, Theming.
Mhm.
A nice big group glamour that'll last for 12 hours.
All right.
It will not cover. Well, no, it's 2 platoon level, so 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it will not get the Falcon for Kier, but it gets everyone else. Your bird has to remain a bird.
That's fine.
Okay. Next Falcon.
I mean, Falcon makes sense.
I could buy a Falcon.
We're out of character. Where are we heading to first, guys? Because we got a meeting in the greenhouse. We need to go to the temple in the gray. And also, presumably, we want to get in touch with Cressida and the Resistance.
I say the greenhouse first. Sounded a bit more urgent. And, think better get that out of the way and then get on to the other stuff than the other way around.
I suppose that's where we head then.
All right. You guys are leaving the Undertow, coming out into the city of Corvosa. You'll have to travel a bit of a ways through the city to get to the Grey District.
Mm-hmm.
It is drizzling rain today. As you walk through, you see quite the impeccable mirror of what Merrick has described to you. You see public notice boards covered in impossible new laws. You see citizens lining up outside a temple of Asmodeus, holding small glass vials. You see a body hanging near a bridge crossing in a cage. You see a group of gray maidens marching prisoners through the streets. The once busy taverns are now completely empty, and a half-painted mural of Blackjack seems to be partially scraped away from the wall. And then as you head down, you begin to hear the hammering, massive rhythmic hammering. Thoom, thoom, thoom. And you turn a corner into a large square, and you finally see one of Iliosa's monuments fully. The statue's feet alone stands nearly 20 feet tall, and hundreds of workers swarm scaffolding surrounding the immense stone likeness of Queen Iliosa. Chains creak and pulleys groan, and stone dust fills the air like ash. The queen's face is not yet complete, but even unfinished, the statue towers over the district like a god demanding worship. And at the base of the monument kneel a row of exhausted laborers while Grey Maiden patrols walk among them. You see one worker collapse, and a Grey Maiden strikes him with the butt of her spear, saying, "Move!" No one protests, and no one stops working. And rainwater runs down the unfinished face of Queen Iliosa like tears.
That was one of the saddest monologues I think I've ever heard in a Pathfinder game. That was super depressing.
I love playing Theobard, but it is a shame that Barrow Walker died, because this is like the ideal environment to have a masked vigilante in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Continuing towards... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say Theobard's going to tell everyone to keep their heads down and try to remember to walk in formation.
Mm-hmm.
Now is not the time to have your hearts bleed.
Understood.
Yes, the baby has also been polymorphed and not glamored as a full-grown woman. That is maybe a problem.
Sophie just chimes in. He was saying something about how the workmanship of the stone was very subpar. I don't know. I think it's a dwarven thing.
I mean, it could make him look like an exceptionally large cat or something.
Or just do the classic,
the target can be 1 foot taller, thinner, fat, or in between. You cannot change the target's creature type.
So we might have to go.
That would probably be better.
Okay, he's a monkey.
Stack him on top of Sophia, and together you've got the completed.
It's not a full illusion; it's a adjustment illusion.
And remember, Sophia's taller than Kier.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Chandra.
This is just meant to make sure eyes do not linger on us as we move.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we're moving through densely populated, if we're moving through densely populated areas, I can also just slap invisibility on them when we're in those areas, if it becomes necessary.
He's also 20 years old, but it's only in dwarf years.
So he's like 5.
So he's like a like preteen toddler or like right between. Yeah, like a 10-year-old. Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll see where
Yep.
he goes.
All
Only
right. So you
Sophia
guys
speaks
continue-
Dwarven.
As you continue the long walk towards the Grey District, the rain begins to let up, leaving the streets slick beneath lantern light, and fog rolls in from the river districts, drifting between buildings and muffling the distant sounds. You eventually emerge into a crowded plaza near one of Iliosa's unfinished statues. You remember this district being quite lively. Sophia, you remember when you were under the thumb of Gadrin Lamb, this was your favorite pickpocketing spot. There were always performers here to watch, meeting informants to listen in on to get the hottest gossip.
You'd be amazed how many
Now-
bards do not keep their coin purses.
And now it feels a bit like a graveyard. The square is packed with silent citizens lined up like gravestones, and Grey Maidens form lines around the perimeter while workers haul ropes attached to massive stone blocks suspending from the scaffolding above. In the center of the square stands a wooden platform, and 3 people kneel on it. You see, one is a laborer, one is an elderly man, and one is a young woman you guess no older than 17. Their hands are bound, and a priest of Asmodeus, dressed in crimson black, slowly reads from a scroll while rainwater drips from the edge of the platform. By authority of Her Majesty Queen Iliosa Arabasti, these citizens stand accused of sabotage against the crown's sacred works. He gestures towards the laborer. Tampering with construction equipment. Then towards the old man. Possession of seditious materials. And then towards the girl. Violation of curfew and obstruction of Grey Maiden personnel. Then you see the girl begin to cry silently. And the crowd watches in terrified silence as nobody speaks, nobody moves.
They're squeezing too hard.
So how crowded is this place right now?
There are a couple dozen citizens gathered around. They look like they might be forced to be here, considering the perimeter is being blocked off by Grey Maidens.
How likely would I be able to, say, use a spell-like ability without them noticing me?
Depends on what components you have.
It's my supernatural ability to summon monsters. So I think it goes off of how the summon monster spell is. It's verbal somatic. So that's why I was saying, like, how crowded is it? Could I get away with doing it is the issue. But it'd be probably hard. Especially because I don't think I have stealth.
You could act like you're arguing with the toddler.
You know what I could do? Could I, while they're doing this speech, could I go out of sight and cast invisibility on myself?
So
Just
you're
around
in
the
the
corner
middle of
somewhere.
basically a square. So you could leave back the way you came, or you could go forward. But you're
Like, it doesn't look like they're in the middle of
particular
executing them, or
clear.
are they just reading them their rights?
You don't know what punishment they're undergoing at the moment.
Okay, because I was gonna say,
So-
like, I would just tell people to start getting a move on, because I was gonna summon some flyers to come and just lift them up and pull them away, and see if that works.
We cannot risk getting involved yet, child.
That's why I'm gonna be invisible and away from it. Listen, this is kind of fucked up. I feel real bad.
It is to our benefit at this time. Look at these people. You see how hopeless they are? How sad? How destitute? Do you see that? You know what hopeless people do when they feel like they have nothing to lose? They fight back. That's why I said they're squeezing too hard. If you really wish to oppress people, you could never take away everything from them. Because then they have no reason to not resist. You have to give them enough to love and then hold a knife to it. All the Queen is doing is priming her own downfall. Obviously, out of character, do what you want, but just...
Yeah, no, I'm just rolling something to determine.
Mm,
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
your speech overpowered her own conviction. She's like, okay, let's just leave quickly because this is making my stomach hurt.
yeah.
mm.
As you
Not
leave,
gonna say Kier
just
isn't
as you
tempted
leave,
to burn some of his
She was about
spells.
ready to summon 1d4 rocks and just have them fly in as gargantuan birds, pick them up and fly them out of the city.
Mm.
fly, you fools!
I mean, gargantuan birds just falling from the sky, grabbing these things and flying
Mhm.
off. Who's gonna stop the rocks? I mean, really?
Mhm. Yeah,
What
and I
could they
mean,
be cooking?
Only
Kier's,
Dwayne
Kier's
Johnson.
totally tempted to use some of his abilities and, explode them while screaming Semper Fidelis Tyrannosaurus.
But like I said,
Uh,
his speech convinced her to like at least hold it in, so she's not gonna do anything. She just walks
maybe
out.
Kieran and Sophia should talk outside.
As you guys continue on, the priest continues, and you hear it just as you leave. The Queen's mercy is infinite, but disorder cannot be tolerated. And he would nod once to a gray maiden. The laborer would be dragged to his feet, and a gray maiden forces a branding iron against his forearm. The smell of burning flesh fills your nose as you leave the square. And the laborer's screams ring through your ears.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go home.
That's the
I
problem.
remember when this town used to be different, man.
Yeah, it was nothing but drugs and pimps as hookers as far as the eye could see. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was real crimes, not whatever this is.
This shit's got motive.
What happened to the
Remember
chaotic
when-
energy of real thievery?
Yeah.
We've come a long ways from sewer monsters. I wonder if they have them enslaved. I'm trying to remember what they were called, but
The Audiogs?
Audio.
yeah, Audiogs. Yep.
Well, when we need to have the
so hungry.
Yada 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 yada.
when we have to do our Avengers Portal moment and rally the people in a resistance, we have to get Were Rats riding Audiogs. It's called a callback.
Yeah. Yep.
Y'all, I had to do a swim meet yesterday. 4 hours of sitting there waiting for 10 seconds of excitement.
Mhm.
But the nice thing was they had about every 5 minutes they let a kid come up on the PA system and do a dad joke.
Mhm.
And there were some fantastic ones. One of them being, what kind of pants does Mario wear? Denim, denim, denim.
Denim, denim, denim.
Oh,
Denim, denim, denim. It was fantastic. Sorry, go ahead.
all right.
Hmm.
So by the time you reach the Gray District, night has settled over Corvosa. The fog is thicker. The Gray District has always felt a bit separated from the city, though perhaps now you prefer to be among the dead. Ahead, rising from the mist, stands the Grand Cathedral of Pharasma. Its black stone towers loom over the district. Candlelight glows faintly behind the stained glass windows, depicting spirals and ravens and skeletal angels guiding souls to judgment.
Trying to remember. So, what was the person here?
This is the Rakshasa lady.
Okay.
Or were you heading to the Gray District, or you were heading to?
We were
Old
heading to the.
Corvosa? It's about the same.
I thought we were heading towards Rakshasa, weren't we?
Yeah. The rock.
I thought so, yeah.
Okay.
But-
In that case, switch it up because you would be going to the greenhouse in Rakshasa in the Arcona Manor.
Yep.
So, yes, it as much as you left it, it seems they have not yet decided to bring down the full weight of Iliosa upon the small army the Arconas have at their disposal.
What sort of state is this side of the city on? Is it like refugees or just people that have just been isolating themselves from the island to the south?
I mean, there are throughout Old Corvosa there would be refugees seeking because they're no longer connected, if you remember.
Yeah.
So people would now, ironically enough, be fleeing to Old Corvosa to escape the grasp of the Grey Maidens, at least a little bit. But inside the Arcona Manor grounds, there you would find no common people.
Right. What sort of means do they have to restrict access across the channel there, or the Narrows?
So probably nothing that would stop you guys. There just aren't any bridges. So if you see
Okay.
up here is Old Corvosa, all of these bridges have been gone since Book 3.
Yeah,
Yes, I remember
they
that.
took them out.
What
This
state?
was the very first place settled by the Chelish upon arriving in Corvosa.
Well, that one was still there, but it was heavily guarded in Book 3.
Yeah, the big stone bridge is still there. But they're not letting anyone across. Because their major political rival were the Arconas.
Mm-hmm.
So they were going to
Jeez, and
starve them out.
didn't we settle with them? They were
you killed
ended up being the Rakshasas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're native fiends. So Theobald would have probably done some researching into this. But yeah, Rakshasa are essentially devils that are native to the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
And when they die, they simply get reincarnated into another random human baby with all of their previous memories.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. A group full of babies.
No, they grow up and live thousands of years. Their true form is that of animal people with reverse humanoid hands. So think, backwards hands, thumbs the other way around.
Yeah. Little O says, fuck you.
Though they usually take the form of whatever human they were reincarnated into.
Little O, man. Y'all know it.
He's actually Glorio.
I don't think that time tracks, but yes.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't. But the Rakshasa you killed, Glorio Arcona, the head of the house,
was like a year
definitely
ago.
just living life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely living life up as a very intelligent baby somewhere, planning his next move.
Okay, but hear me out, Michael. What if he reincarnated as a dwarf and then he met an elven time wizard?
Oh, gosh.
No, that's the only logical action if Theobald had died at the same time as Ovik and I came back as based on his name of the time wizard. That's the only way that would work.
Right. They also aren't native to this part of the world. They're from Vudra.
Right. All right, well, let's get in there.
All right, you guys don't have a problem making it past the guards. They're expecting you, and you're able to make it into the manor proper and over to the greenhouse. So, notes for this.
While he's setting that up, I was just going to tell you guys. Apparently, I can summon something at this level now that can just cast polymorph any object, which also means I can use it to polymorph ourselves into other people if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
And if I polymorph us into someone else, it becomes permanent.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just polymorph someone into someone else, and it becomes permanent.
Make little O an adult.
Well, then it would be a little different, so it wouldn't be permanent. But if you do like, if it's the same kingdom, same class, same size, if it's related or has same or lower intelligence,
Right.
all those combined can just make it to where it's permanent. Or I can turn a rock into a human person and it lasts for 20 minutes.
Or you can turn a bullet into a Shardra.
Yeah.
I can make Charger permanent.
Permanently human.
So, the greenhouse you walk into has fallen into disrepair. It once was a little slice of Vudra in Corvosa. However, now all you see are broken glass, dead vines, and moonlight filtering in through shattered panes. When you arrive, you find Malia Arcona, the woman he now knows' true name is Vamanda, and she isn't seeming to bother with a disguise in her fox-like form. She lays reclined in a hammock, blowing smoke out of one of those hookahs, the exotic substances that they were known for consuming when you were dealing with them, Kier.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character, this is the female that we propped up after we knocked over her brother and
Yeah, we
everybody
killed
else.
it in this greenhouse, if memory serves.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She either doesn't notice you or isn't acknowledging you as you come in, or is just so unbelievably high she doesn't care.
You seem to be faring better than those to the south.
So you take another long exhale out, making the room just a tad bit foggier. You know, when I first met all of you, I spent months planning ways to murder you. Now you seem to be the only people I can talk to.
Somehow that keeps happening.
That's how I got involved in this mess.
She would eventually get to the point in her stupor. Varric Van Kaskerken is still alive. The man that she helped release along with the Seneschal and Blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
And the last you met, she seemed to have some feelings towards him. He had taken a leadership role in the rebellion, but seems to have effectively withdrawn. He still commands men, he still patrols and fights when fighting needs to be done, but he no longer leads. She says, when you left Corvosa, I told him everything. Not some of it, all of it. The murders, the manipulations, how we replaced the Arconas a generation ago. I gave him all the ugly truth. And I thought that honesty would finally free us. Instead, it destroyed everything we had.
Sorry for your loss, but What does that have to do with?
What
We
is it
need
that you
us.
need us for? Cutting him off of the. What does that have to do with us?
Yeah.
If you could talk to him, convince him, or condemn me, I don't really care. Just make him make a decision. I don't want him to live with this forever.
I mean, if we can talk to him and see if we can come up with a positive resolution, would we be able to count on your help whenever we eventually storm said castle?
Absolutely. If you could mend things between us, I would put every power of the Arconas to your disposal.
Sophia just rolls up her sleeves. Okay, I know I don't usually talk to people in this group because we're all kind of chaotic, but I got this. I fucking got this. Just rolls up her sleeve and starts like it comes back in after she leaves the room. I have no idea where he is.
Merrick from back there. Get it, girl.
Theobard, with his hood up covering his face because of the magical shadows of his shawl, puts a hand up and pinches the bridge of his nose, realizing that he's going to have to relationship counseling of this because he's also realizing in our entire party he's the only one that's married.
Oh, your relationship barely counts.
It absolutely counts.
That's why I said barely, not
It's
doesn't
legally
count.
binding, and that's all that matters.
We get the serpents deported together. In
There's
my
nothing
head,
more
it
romantic.
hasn't come up, but I love the idea that Theobard and his wife are actually a happy marriage. They're just both awful people, and it's just awful to be around them because they
They
get
make
along.
each other worse, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I tell my wife. We make each other worse for the better.
In my head, it was like, imagine like if you're using like college movie stereotypes. Imagine the college sorority mean girl met that nerd that photoshops naked pictures of people to blackmail them. And then they formed a really happy relationship, and it was just terrible for everyone.
But yes, I don't actually get to use my diplomacy very often, but I feel like this is like
Yeah,
the
no,
perfect
obviously
situation for this.
you do it.
But yeah, like I built my character to have diplomacy, but I just never wound up having a position to really be able to speak since kid being
Oh yeah.
in the group. But I have a plus 26 to diplomacy. One good thing.
I mean, in real life, it's not a strange thing if you're walking in with a family group and you have a charismatic child. That child can fucking take over a room.
Oh, yeah, but we haven't really been in situations where we have a room to take over so much as like we have bargains about contracts and stuff.
Yeah, we're like,
as you're saying, this is your time to shine.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And I'll
I wasn't sure if we'll have time to do it tonight since it's already pretty close to stopping time.
Yep.
But
And
it's something definitely I can like plan for to do next time.
And I'll get my mitts on a scroll of modify memory for when you accidentally get a natural one.
Listen, they walk out and they're talking about it. She's like, listen, I either convince him or I find something that looks close enough like him and transmute it with this new person I can summon to look like him and then see if that works. Like, also, I realized by saying that means I've spent way too much time with this man. It points to the wizard.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. That's a
But
very
that is neither
seemed to
here
go
nor
well.
there. I will figure that out after we're done with this adventure. I'll try to decompact whatever goes going on in my brain then.
There are other folks that we should probably visit soon too. But actually, do we even know where this guy is? She sounds like he stormed off after she.
Yeah, we do. He's the one that contacted Merrick in his dream, and then Merrick described it, and then I got a high knowledge roll on the fort.
That was Neolandis.
Well, that's
That's the
convenient.
Seneschal.
Oh, that's the seneschal. I was getting confused.
He did say he was still leading
Yeah.
people in the Grey Quarter.
Right,
Or not Grey
it
Quarter,
was the
Playground,
guard.
yeah.
That's right. It was the dumb guard guy who we said raise the resistance here, and then we're like, that fucker's gonna die. I don't know. I could scry him.
We also just ask her when we're leaving, basically, like, do you know
Yeah.
where he is, so we can go talk to him. She probably keeps
No,
tabs
she
on
doesn't
him.
know where it is. She
No
doesn't know.
worries. Eh,
Okay.
we have means.
This has been mostly what she's been doing for the last couple months. That being said,
Mhm.
this is where you are, and that is where the Grey District is.
Yeah. Unless we have something else as we're heading out. I just kind of talk to the group. So what do you think he had problems with? Was it the immortal shape-shifting thing? Because for some people that'd be an upside, or was it all the murder? I mean, he was literally locked in our dungeon last we saw him, so I have a hard time believing it's all the murder.
I think it's the murder probably doesn't help, but I think it's the lying. The fact that she, he thought he was in love with this person, but it turns out she just replaced this person in the past.
Yeah, but he never
I don't know.
met
We'll talk to him when we get there.
He never met the original.
Well, he doesn't think
pulls
about
on
that.
your
He's
hair,
just an idiot.
Sophia.
He's just an idiot guard. Listen, my dad had friends like that all the time. They were all idiots.
All I'm saying is that sustained lies can improve lives. Look at Shardra.
Yeah, but people don't like knowing they've been lied to. They like to live in the happiness of the lie.
I like to think that in that pause, literally everybody looked at Shardra and she just
She's like
oblivious back.
wiping her butt hand on a stop sign.
Sophia looks down at the new Vic, and speaks in Dwarven. Now, whatever you do, if you ever have to lie to somebody, make sure you can't get caught in the lie, okay?
And he points at a street vendor and is like,
"Oh, street vendor, I'll take 3 of whatever you got over there."
No, we're still disguised as Grey Maidens. Don't forget that.
All right. I would like to demand you hand over what you have in your stall.
Yes, street vendor, we're confiscating this. Perfect natural 20.
Oh, that's perfect. Session over. We can't beat that. The scene ends with us all eating kebabs.
Natural 20 to confiscate kebabs.
Well, I mean, we might as well enjoy the perks of the totalitarian fear state until it's over.
Let's have some free food while we can.
Any like groups or something you want to violently victimize by framing them for resistance?
Nope. Period's over. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nope, it was only for the food.
Yep, only for the food. Yeah, I know, because I feel like even Merrick and Kier, who are the most good aligned ones, probably would forgive us for blustering to get free kebabs.
Yeah, like I don't approve, but this is pretty damn good. And
yeah,
Like, I haven't
miss
eaten anything
city
but trail
food.
rations in days.
Listen, Theobald doesn't even have the muscle to punch that man in the face. Like,
Sophia's like, listen, I sold my spicy spoon, so now I have to eat real food again, okay?
Also, aren't we in like the oppressor territory now? We're walking back through. Yeah. Give us some food.
America totally like stash 5 gold somewhere on the cart.
sleight of hand.
He slid it down little O's back. He has no idea. By the way, little O did give Sophia 2,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, we
We
half
put
that on
that
the mirror,
towards the mirror.
and then we divvied up the rest.
Cool.
Out of character, I have no way of actually conveying this as an idea, but the idea occurred to me. It's very funny. If we wanted to give the people something to rally behind. We can revive Blackjack, because this is just the stupidest idea. Put Charger in the costume, because she can literally fly and has super strength. I mean, it's either that or Merrick does it, so...
I mean, it's a way to go if we need that.
That's why I said out of character, because in character, there's no way that Theobard's mentioning that.
So if we're going to be a few days, so this is a wild idea.
Mhm.
I was just talking about how I can polymorph things into people, and it
Mhm.
lasts for a certain amount of time. If we can figure out a group of people who are up for the idea, we can make a bunch of people look like the same vigilante, all striking at different places in the city.
Thomas Crown Affair.
So then everyone thinks this guy is just going everywhere throughout the city, and then it's actually just a bunch of different people doing basically hit and runs.
I mean,
You've
yeah,
seen,
you don't even have to
you remember
polymorph
the
for that. I
movie
could just use seeming. Yeah.
That too. Well, I'm just saying for like a more permanent thing, so it will
Mhm.
last more than a day or so.
Mm.
And it also, that means they would be able to fan out across the city without any kind of issue. It literally is permanent until I reverse it.
Mm-hmm.
Old board.
It's an option, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Like if we ever want to, like,
I'm on board with
still-
that because it's awesome. Have y'all seen the movie The Thomas Crown Affair?
I have not.
I have not.
Boys, Richard?
I have not seen that one. No,
Kenneth?
I'm not really big on
No?
those kind of movies, really. So it's often I don't see
No,
them.
how do you know what kind of movie that is?
Okay, let me guess. It is either it's like a suspense movie about either stealing something or trying to retrieve something, or about the military.
You're close tangentially on one of them. Y'all need to watch it. Y'all would love it. It is.
And I'm sure it'll be good, but I'm saying the reason I probably haven't seen it is it
it's
condenses
old.
down to
I mean,
something
it was
similar
like,
to that.
first of all, the first case of it was like 55 years or 60 years ago. And then the newest version was about 20 years ago. Or maybe, 25 years ago, probably. And the first one was probably 70 years ago. It's a good movie. Y'all would like it. It is a little.
So it's about a guy who tries to steal from a museum and then falls in love, apparently.
Yeah, but it's a good movie.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it. I don't really like Pierce Brosnan as an actor I find him boring. That's why I didn't see it. There, again, some exceptions apply, obviously. But for a lot of time, I don't watch a lot of his movies.